Welcome to the Social Stack, your go-to channel for social media and marketing for real estate based in technology. I'm Amy Stack, and today we are doing a class on Facebook leads. We want to talk about some ideas you can do to advertise other than just advertise a listing. I took a vote before class started today, and the topics that people were most interested in were sharing your app. So I am with Keller Williams, so we'll be going over how to share your Keller Williams app with your clients. The other most popular topics were attracting sellers and database retargeting. So we'll see if we can get all three in today. All right, you guys ready? Okay, let's see. I am going to go ahead and pull up Command and share my screen. And I'll pause a little bit along the way so you guys can ask questions. Let me open the chat here. So feel free to type in questions in the chat as well. And when I open up for questions, of course, feel free to unmute and ask away. I can see a couple of you, so if I ask yes or no, I can see a couple for head nods and whatnot. All right, so we are writing Command. All I've done is logged in. I'm in our demo account right now. And to get into here, why don't we do one more question? If you guys could all put in the chat yes or no, have you ever done a Facebook lead ad through Command? Yes or no? Have you run a Facebook ad through Command? Okay, it looks like we have mostly yeses, but there's still a fair amount of no's. So what I want to do, just so that you guys can get the most out of today with the ideas, is I will pull up the section for the Facebook ads. I'm not going to go into super detail about all the different sections, but I will give you like a good overview of it. Okay, sound fair? That way you can get more ideas? Perfect. Okay, so to get into ads, we want to click on campaigns, which looks like a little megaphone. For those of you that don't know, if you click the red square in the top left, it'll actually open that whole panel so you can see the names of everything. So we want to go into campaigns. You guys can see my screen okay, right? I should have asked that. Okay, perfect. Christina, thanks for nodding. All right, so I am in campaigns. We want to start a new one. So anytime we're starting, we're going to go up to the top right, hit that big blue button. And today we are doing paid advertising. So that's the first option, social ads paid. So that's where we're going to live today. And on this screen, this is just for your knowledge to track everything. So we're going to do share my app. The public will not see this. And I would say that's kind of maybe brand awareness. And so this is just a goal so you can track what you're doing with the campaigns and why you ran it. Again, the public won't see that. And then you can choose the platforms you want to advertise on. Today we're talking about Facebook. I'll go ahead and put Instagram too. Quick note, if you don't have an Instagram account and you want to run an ad on Instagram, that is okay. You don't actually need one. So you can still advertise on Instagram if you do not have an account. It will kind of make a dummy account for you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit set up. And typically at this point, when people that have done advertisings for listings are putting their information in, they'll put in their listing information. I'm just going to X out of that because we don't want to advertise a listing today. We want to talk about our app. So I am not going to hit add a listing. For those of you that have not looked at Facebook leads inside Command before, the right-hand side is going to show us a preview of the ad, and everything on the left is going to be what we're editing to add content to that ad, to add to the ad. All right, so it's broken down into sections. You can see we have text, media, and then we have Facebook and Instagram ads and duration and budget. So we'll go through all of those today. I'm going to start with our ad text. So if you guys we're doing the app right now. So if you guys want people to download your app, you got to give them a reason to do it, right? You need a little call to action. So search for homes from your couch or from anywhere. Make sure you spell it right. You know, from anywhere, from, you know, it doesn't matter where you're. That's just a little tagline I put in there. You can put whatever content you want in there. I do love to add a little emoji. And if you weren't aware, you can use this little search bar here. So let's type in phone. And look, there's a little phone emoji. So let's add that there. So that's your main copy. You can have up to 250 characters there, and we can add a headline. These two will always show. Main copy and headline are always going to show on your ads. And you can see if you're not sure what to say, there are some suggestions in there and you can shuffle through them. So that's pretty fun. So one of their suggested headlines is your neighborhood experts are here to serve you. Let's see. Oh, it's not wanting to shuffle. That's all right. Let's hit use suggestion. There we go. I may have just gotten impatient with the clicking. So how about, actually, we're going to change it to information on demand. Woohoo, that's exciting. And then we have a description. I want to point out that right here, description will be shown in some placements. So anything you put in this description, make sure it is not something that has to be read for the ad to make sense. It's just your extra cherry on top, kind of a fun little extra tidbit for people, because it may show up, it may not, depends on where the ad's running. Sound good? See some head nods? Perfect. So these are all just short little things. You can absolutely build this out. I'm just doing short stuff for time's sake today. When you're ready and happy with your text, you're just going to hit save add text. And then our next section is add media. So in here we have the option to add an image or a video. I'm going to leave it on image, hit select media for this campaign. And then you can see we can add images. So if I have something on my computer, I can go ahead and hit this upload and put anything on there that I have. I could have created it somewhere else. I could have found it somewhere. Somebody could have shared something with me. Any images I can upload right there. If I do choose from designs, if you have already created something in your designs applet, you can browse your design library. And look at, these are all things I've made. You can see there's 207 templates in there. All different things I've made in my designs applet on command. And look at that, there's something with a phone right there. So what does this one say? I think this one is promoting doing virtual tours. There it is, stay in, search on. Oh, so that's perfect. Stay in, search on, download my app. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit preview and crop. You guys can see this a little bigger. Now I don't want a wide image because I picked Facebook and Instagram. So I want to make sure it looks good on both platforms. So I'm going to make it square. It actually matches, you know, that graphic that's in there. Now I'm not losing anything. You guys see the difference there with wide, how it's just the middle of the app picture there. And I want the whole image. So I'm going to switch it to square and then go ahead and hit save. All right, so when I'm happy with my image, you can see on the right-hand side, everything's kind of started building out here. So I can see a sample of my ad, and I can see what it would look like on Instagram, in a story, on mobile. So you can see all the different ways it'll show up, little previews for you. All right, I'm going to pause really quick. At this point, do we have questions? I actually want to open designs and show you some stuff. So I want to ask if anybody has questions right now. Not just yet. Okay. Oh.
I have a quick question.
Yes, go for it.
So I noticed on the preview, right above the headline, I see it says enter CTA link.
Call to action, yes.
So that's where we would put our link to our app?
Yes, and that will be a little bit farther down. We're going to put our call to action right here in this Facebook and Instagram ad section. So we will get to that. You Perfect. Are right on track, Matt. All right, anything else before I show you designs really quick? No? Okay, great. I am going to open a new tab, so I don't want to close out of what I'm in, but I knew I had this graphic ready to go. So in case you don't have one ready to go for your app, I want to show you how you can get that. So I'm opening a new tab, going right back into command, and this time I'm going to go into the designs applet, which is the third from the bottom here. It looks like a little paintbrush. I'm going to make a new one. Go ahead and click that big blue plus sign and then click social because we're going on social media. And I'm going to hit next. Pretty simple so far, right? And while that's loading, we'll see on the left-hand side, there's a whole bunch of categories we can look at. And the very first one is KW app, which is what I'm actually in. So if we were in something else, you would just want to click KW app and it would load this page for us. Now you can see there's a ton of different options in here, so I don't even have to create something from scratch. I think this looks familiar already, right? That's the one I had picked. Now, if you wanted one of these other ones, all you would have to do is click on it, hit use, and it would open up that app for you. And then you can go ahead and customize it. If you want to drop your own logo in it, you don't want to leave DBA in here, you can switch it out with your brokerage. You can take it away if you don't want it on there, and you can upload your own information in. If maybe your color isn't red, maybe your branding is blue, you can change out the colors. So make it fit your brand. Pretty quick, easy, right? It seemed pretty user-friendly. Any questions on this so far? I know I went through that fast. I want to make sure we get to your other topics today. All right, so I'm going to do this, just title it App 2. I'm going to hit save, file save. Any questions before I exit out of this? Nothing. Okay, perfect. So I just wanted you guys to know you do have access to a whole ton of graphics right there in designs that you can pull in. Now let's say I did want to add more than one image in here. I can go ahead and hit add more. We'll hit add images again, and I'm going to pull that new one right in from the library. And it'll give me the opportunity to preview and crop again. Maybe it will. Oh, not ready to use. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for it to feed from the library into the ad. So, oh, there we go. Preview and crop, square, save. And now I have two images. And you can see on the right here in our sample, you can see how there's a second one kind of peeking in. So what that means is that those would carousel across the screen in your ad. So they would swipe by if you have more than one. Okay. So you can add up to 4 images, or you can put a video. See how that slid by? Did you guys all catch that? All right. Obviously, I wouldn't want to use both of these. They're pretty similar, but you guys can mix and match different things. This applies towards all Facebook ads, all the stuff we're doing right now on how you can upload that information in there. So let's say I do want to leave those 2 images in there. I'm going to hit Save Media. We're going to move to our next section, which led right into Matt's awesome question here, Facebook and Instagram ads. So at this point, if you have never used a Facebook ad inside Command, you will need to make sure that you have connected your Facebook account to Command. Otherwise, you won't have anything in this drop down here. If you haven't already connected, there's probably a little button that says Connect Page. If not, you can come up into Settings and you can connect it through Settings. So I already have my account connected. The account name is right here, and you can see I have 2 pages that I am a page manager on. I'm an admin. I want it to go to this one that says Keller Williams Premier Properties Glen Ellen. So you just choose the page you want it to go to. And then right here it says Instagram ad position. So obviously that only shows up if you've chosen Instagram. Do you want it in a regular ad or in a story? So that goes back up to here. We can look at how it looks at these different options. A regular ad would just feed into the main platform, whereas a story would be in the story. So it just is asking where you want it to go. And that's a personal preference for you and your brand. So you can toggle either of those and then set your destination. All right, so this is where that call to action comes into play that you were asking about. So it had that little call to action here. Always, always, always click the first option. It defaults to that for a reason. It says use Facebook lead generation form. And the reason for that, oh, hang on, a question came in really quick. Where do you think it's more views, ads or stories? Oh, Katie, that's a good question. The ads and stories is really going to depend on how you're using the system already. So if you are on Instagram and you're heavily on stories, you want to put it in stories. If you're using it regularly on the main platform, put your ad in the main platform because that's where your viewers already are and your target audience already is. So it really depends on how you're using it. And Alethea, did I say it right? Sorry if I didn't. You do have to choose one or the other. It won't let you have them both clicked. All right, good questions, guys. Okay, so always use this Facebook lead generation form. And the reason for that is when somebody clicks your call to action button, so in our little preview, it says learn more. When somebody clicks that, Facebook is going to pull up a form and auto-populate their information into it, and they must submit their information before they get to the next step. So if they really want to get your app and be able to search on mobile, they have to give you their information. Now, they can change what Facebook has auto-populated if they want to. They do have that ability. But that is way more likely to get you contact information than using this button here that says use a site or a landing page, because that will take them directly to the information you've promised without requiring them to give you their information first. So always use that first toggle. That's going to get a lot higher return for you guys. Any questions on that? And then Carly, what information is collected on the form? So I believe it auto-populate, it asks for name, phone number, and email. I don't think that all of those fields are required, so they could not technically provide all of that information, but that's what it asks for. And then Karen said, on Facebook lead generation form, can you limit how many steps they go through to give their contact information? So that's it. It just goes to the form, and once they hit submit, it goes on to the next step. There's only the one step. And Beth, I'm happy that I helped you answer which one to click. Yes, leave it on that first one. Has anybody on here, go ahead and put in the chat, has anybody on here done Facebook ads directly through Facebook before, or no? Yes or no, I've done them through Facebook. Okay, it does look like there's a lot of yeses. Okay, so if you guys have gone directly into Facebook, this platform in Command does look different. There's not as many buttons, there's not as many options, and there's a reason for that. Keller Williams has partnered with Facebook and Instagram to take away all the shiny objects. This platform is optimized to get the most return on investment specifically for real estate. So if you're used to seeing something and you're not seeing it on here and you're like, where's that button I always push? That's why. They don't want you to click it because it's hurting your return on investment. So this is what's going to help you get more leads for less dollars. When you go directly through Facebook, you're going to be spending $25 to $30 per lead. When you're doing it here, it's under $2. I think we're averaging $1.50 to $1.70 right now, $1.50 to $1.70 a lead. That's a huge difference from $25 to $30 a lead. So that's why you don't see all that extra stuff. Bonus, because we are working with Facebook and Instagram, you absolutely can still go into that Facebook ad business manager and get all the analytics in Facebook still. So if you were using that, you did not lose access to it. Okay, I'm gonna keep going on. I see lots of nices. All right, good. Okay, so I chose my platform. I chose my lead generation capture form. You have 3 buttons for your call to action. I'm going to suggest to say learn more and don't mess with the other ones. People don't want to sign up for things, and they definitely don't want to apply for things. So just leave it at learn more, and that'll get you more clicks. Carly, great question. Do these leads come into the command bell the same as a landing page lead? Yes, they do. Not only do they come to this bell here up in the top right on command, they will also come to your Kelly app. So when a lead comes in, you'll get a little notification at the bell, and you'll get a notification on your Kelly app. And inside your contacts, they'll be tagged as a lead as well. Good question, Carly. Okay, so we've chosen to learn more. That's the most clicked button. And then we have our follow-up destination URL. Now, full disclosure, I'm on a demo account, so I don't think the app link will work on here, but for you guys, because you're real agents with real accounts, you can hit this button right here that says choose landing page, and one of the options is going to say download my app. See how mine's giving me an error message because it's not a real link. We don't actually have an app associated with this account. You won't get that error message. It will be a live link that you can send out. And then we have ad targeting. I'm going to take this opportunity. A lot of you said you wanted to go over 6, how you can target your database. Now you can do any topic you want in your database. This section right here is how you decide if you want it to go out to people you haven't necessarily met, so you have not met, or if you want to retarget people that are already inside your database. So I always suggest using custom settings no matter what, because you want to add some extra details in here. So I guess I should ask, did anybody have questions, any more questions about the step with destinations before I move forward? I don't think so. Okay. And then Annette, you have a great question about this section right here, ad targeting. She said, do you have to have their social media profile set up on their command account? No, you do not. Don't ask me how it works. It's magic. It's auto magical. Okay. There's it's a whole long explanation. So we're just going to leave it at no, you don't have to have that in there. And we're going to hit use custom settings. So I'm going to go through how to target just a general ad open to Facebook, and then we'll talk about targeting. Okay. So it's already selected. It automatically defaults to target a custom audience. And you can choose your area. You can type in. You don't have to just use that drop down. So you can type any place. Let's say I wanted to go to Downers Grove. It'll take a second. It'll load. And there we go. So I want Downers Grove, Illinois. And then I can do a radius around that. So I can increase and decrease the radius as I see fit. And this is going to depend, how you target is really going to depend on your app. I see a question that came in. Can we use another app to connect clients to like HomeSnap or Realtor.com? Katie, yes, you could, but I'm not sure why you would want to, because all of the stuff that comes in through your app, one, all the leads are going to come right back into your command account once they're using it. Two, you can track all of their activity and see that inside their contact card inside command as well. Three, you don't own the data there. HomeSnap is the MLS and Realtor.com is Realtor.com. They own that data, so it's not necessarily protected. So you don't know who's going to start soliciting your leads that you're generating through this ad. Questions on that? All right. Kelly says, does anybody know about the lag time on the app? It should be automated as it feeds from the MLS all the time. We have a direct IDX feed. So if you are noticing a lag, I would definitely start a support ticket with International, because they need to know that something's going on and they need to look into why it's lagging. Good question, Kelly. All right. Anything else about that specific part of targeting, or I'll keep going on? No? Then, okay. So this targeting, where you want to target physically, is going to depend on the ad that you're running. In this case, we want to get our app out, so you probably want to get it to people in your area, or maybe you have a lot of listings here and you know people are trying to move into the area from other parts of Illinois, like the city, right? A lot of people are leaving the city, moving out to the suburbs. So maybe advertise your app to people in the city, because they're more likely to move out to the suburbs right now. So just think about that while you're targeting your geographic area. And then our expert targeting, I'm going to go ahead and click that button there. This is where you can add interests. There's tons of different stuff in here. And again, this is very client specific, so you need to think about your target audience. There's a couple I'm going to give you that are good across the board for real estate, like Zillow. I know we don't like that word, but we like to target people that do like that word. If somebody has already indicated on Facebook, or they're following Zillow on Instagram, that they're interested in Zillow, that means they're interested in real estate. So go ahead and click on Zillow. I'm going to do Realtor.com. There's Trulia is on here. So there's all kinds of stuff. So I'll save that selection. You can see here's the estimated audience for those. Now let's say if you were doing something that was targeted towards like an investment property or maybe a luxury property, you could look for tags related to that niche as well. So if somebody, if you're looking for an audience that is high-end luxury, maybe they're interested in sports cars. We can see if that comes up. There we go, sports car. I don't know, sailing, whatever. Think about what your target audience is interested in and start looking for those interests as well. You can look for banking, investment, rentals, stuff like that. So just kind of type in some different ideas and see what pops up. But like I said, Zillow, Realtor, all the apartments.com, all that type of real estate stuff, that's good to put in most of your ads. Questions about that? No? All right. Then all you want to do is hit save. Oh, it's not going to let me do this app thing. Let me click something else. Will that work? A lot of sample pages in here. There we go. So we'll hit save. No. And then we want our duration and budget. Oh, I see another question came in. I have found that there are some tags that I used on Ads Manager that isn't here. Is there a way to get more added? And that I have not found of a way to get more added. And this is one of the sections that I know that they really curbed what you can do here versus Facebook. And part of the reason is what I mentioned about things that don't work for real estate. Another part is fair housing. So if you're getting too detailed and possibly not showing this ad to people because of their demographic or something that could be considered not fair housing, they've eliminated those options as well, which will also get you a higher chance that your ads can be approved by Facebook, because they do have to approve all of these ads before they run. Does that make sense? And then Patty said, with expert targeting, you choose, does the person have to, oh, okay. So she's asking, when I chose those options, does the person have to fall into all three of those categories or just any one of them? So the way I had it set up, that's a good, I kind of just skipped right over that. Let me pull that back up. In targeting, when I go into add or change, it's already defaulted to this option in the top right that says or. Leave it on or. So this is anybody that is interested in Zillow or Realtor or a sports car could fall in there. If you switch it to and, they have to be interested in all three of those things. So that's going to narrow your target. Does that make sense to everybody? Yep. Okay, perfect. So now you know how and or work in this particular application. All right, so duration and budget. Give you a little couple of pro tips here. First of all, you can't run the ad the same day. You have to choose the next day for the start. So today's the 21st. It won't. The earliest it'll start is the 22nd, and that's because Facebook does need to approve it. Most people are doing 5 to 10 days on ads. It's up to you how long you want to run it. Depending, again, it all depends on your overall goal. If this is like a brand awareness thing and you really want a long overarching campaign, that's fine. So it just depends on your end goal. And then your campaign budget, I'm going to recommend never doing less than $2 a day. $5 is a great amount. And the reason for that is Facebook and Instagram spend $1 early in the day, and they push the ads that do really well with that first dollar. So if your ad spend is only $1 a day and you do really well, you're out of ad spend for the day, so they're not going to push it anymore. Whereas if your ad spend is $5 for the day, or on average, and you do really well with that first dollar, they'll use all of that $5 the rest of the day to get you out in front of more people. Any questions on that? All right. I also like to use the automatic placements for Facebook and Instagram ads. So if you are running it on both platforms, using automatic placement, the algorithm will say, all right, we're doing really well on Facebook today. I'm going to actually move the dollars towards Facebook. We're really doing well on Instagram. We're going to move the ad spend towards Instagram instead. Kim Kelly said, can you repeat the money? Oh, so I would say no less than $2 a day. A lot of people are doing $5 to $10 a day, depending on how long the ad is and what it's about. So no less than $2. $5 is a great place to start. And did that make sense with the automatic placements? Yep. Okay. So once you've got all of this in here, you're just going to hit save, and you can save it as a draft if you're not ready to go, or you can hit publish, and it will prompt you to put your credit card information in and run the ad. Any questions on that? Okay, so you guys feel comfortable getting your app out there now? Okay, and I promised I would go back and talk about targeting your database, so let me do that really quick, and then we'll switch into some attracting sellers. All right, so this example I gave you was to target a custom audience. So the other thing you can choose instead is target my database. Now, it's very important that you guys are tagging your contacts in command, and this is just one reason why. You guys go ahead and put in the chat, yes or no, are you using tags on your contacts? Oh, you're making me happy. Seeing lots of yeses. All right, good job, guys. Okay, this is part of the reason why it's important, because if you don't know who you are sending information to, then neither does Facebook, neither do your email campaigns, anybody you want to send information to. Oh, I accidentally reloaded my page, sorry. So make sure that you start tagging your contacts with how you want to communicate to them. And I don't know what happened. I refreshed my page. I'm sorry. Let's reload. So basically, while this is reloading, what will happen is you will have the ability to target this ad towards tags that you already have set up in your contact cards. Isn't that pretty cool? So you can use this for a few different things. If you are doing a client appreciation event, you can target people that are your past clients or your forever clients or your current clients, right? All right, I'm just gonna update this real quick. All right. So that was targeting. Okay. So if you have already set up any lists, they will show here. See, I have one in here right now. You do have to have at least 100 contacts in whatever audience you're creating for the ad to run. Annette asked, will it only target your database? Yes. This ad will only target your database. So if you want to do 2 similar ads and one to the public and one to your database, you can create 2, like an A/B test of it if you want to do something like that. But like, let's say you're doing a client appreciation event, you want to get it out in front of your clients. That's a great way to use the database targeting. You want to send a holiday message, Valentine's Day is coming up and you just want to get some branding out there, saying something like, it's been sweet doing business with you. Thank you for all of, your referrals, using me for your real estate information, anything like that. You can use this Facebook ad to do that. And as long as you're targeting your database. Let's see, a couple questions came in. This is sending via email, correct? No, this is a Facebook ad. This is a Facebook ad that only your database will see. There is a way to do it through email, but that's totally different part of command. Another question. I think it's asking if we need their Facebook information, and we don't. Yeah. All right, so then another application you could do for this is, let's say you already have some Facebook leads that have come in, or somebody that's come to your website or through your app, and you know that they've looked at your website, but they're one of those leads that you've reached out to. They never answer the phone, they never respond to your emails, nothing like that. Well, you can set up an ad saying, thanks so much for checking out my website, blah, 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 blah. But it's like targeted right at them, saying that that they looked at your website and, I think you might like this too. And then they go ahead and click on your ad again. Well, now you know that they really are interested, and to go ahead and keep touching them versus another person that doesn't respond. Maybe you put them on a different long-term drip, right? Versus, okay, I'm going to be a little more aggressive with these people. Does that make sense? I see some head nods. Any questions on that? Okay. So that is a little bit of number 6, is how to target your database versus your custom audience. Now in that, do you see right here, I have both of them checked? That will go out to both. If I uncheck custom audience, it will only go to my database. That goes back to your question earlier. Another question came in the chat. Will you get notified if your database clicks an ad? So you'll get notified anytime anybody clicks the learn more button, you will get a notification. So yes. All right, any questions on this? Do you guys want me to go over some listing ideas or attracting sellers? Oh, on targeting your database, do you have to use the drop down arrow, or will it go? Oh, you do have to set up an audience. So this section here, I'm gonna uncheck custom audience. So right now I have one thing in there, but that I wouldn't even send because there's only one person on it. You would have to hit create an audience and then name it. And you can target by, you can see tags, or you can target by neighborhoods. If you're doing if you have a really hot listing in a specific town and you want to target that town, or again, an area people are moving from into your town, you can target by people that live in those neighborhoods. And then you can search all of your tags here if you're looking at tags. So like if I want to put an ad on Facebook that my agents in my office are going to see, I can go ahead and hit that and hit create, and that's my audience. So now only the people with that tag are the ones that would see that ad on Facebook. Happy New Year from your Keller Williams leadership team, right? Something like that. You could do the same thing for, from your team. I think another question came. Oh no, I think I answered that one. Okay. Any other questions on targeting your database? Yes, Patty, another bit of auto magic. Exactly.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So hold on. Sorry, my son's doing this breathing treatment. So targeting your database, did you say that's for your contacts, and then the custom audience is for whatever you customize?
Yeah, so when you're targeting your database, they have to be in command for you to target.
Gotcha.
So if you are doing a custom audience, there is a chance that your people that you're already connected with could absolutely be hit with this custom audience because they fall into the targeted information that you selected. They could still see the ad, but you'll also get people that you are not connected with.
Gotcha. So you can do both for that option.
Yep.
Gotcha. Thank
Or
you.
you can have them both selected if you have an ad that's makes sense to go to both audiences. But you
Right. Okay.
Through your ad first.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
All right. We'll leave that targeted. Any questions on that, or should I share a little way to get some sellers? We all need sellers right now, right? 'Tis the season. All right. Who has buyers that need a property? I see one hand. I'm guessing, go ahead and put in the chat if you have buyers that you're looking for. Yeah, me. So yep. Okay. So you guys know what they're looking for. Am I right? They want a 4-2. They want this neighborhood. They want this. They want that. Have you guys? Let me unshare my screen real quick. Has anybody done letters or postcards or door knocking in a neighborhood where they know their buyer is looking? Okay, why not do it on a Facebook ad? Target the areas that your clients want to move to and say, do you know somebody moving who has a 4-bed, 2-bath in your neighborhood? What? Right? So that's one way to do it. Another way is to ask if they want a CMA. Obviously, don't say CMA. People don't necessarily know what that means, except us in real estate, right? But home value, do you want to know what your home is worth? That's a great way to get people to click on your ad. Want to know what's going on in the market around your home? That's another little tagline you could get to attract some sellers, right? I'm going to pull something up on command and I'll share my screen again in just a second. Open up designs. Sometimes it just goes faster when I'm not sharing my screen. New design, social. All right, I'll go ahead and share again. And reopen my chat. Can everybody see my screen with designs open? All right, so I had already showed you how to get to the app. Now look, lead generation is another option of designs that are already put together. Home value, my website, holidays. You can see there's lots of good stuff in here, but let's click on that home value one. And let's go to social, square. So here's 3 things right here that you don't even have to create a graphic for. Do you know the value of your home? What is your home worth? And again, do you know the value? So you could use one of these images. And then in the section where you put the main ad copy, tell them that you can give them that value, that you can help tell them what they're worth, especially in today's market with how crazy everything is. You guys, we just had an election, we had an inauguration, the stock market's been crazy, everything's crazy. 2020 and 2021, all bets are off, right? People are like, I don't know, did my house go up in value? Did it go down in value? Use that to your advantage. Use one of these graphics, pop it right in the media, and then link them. do your learn more, link them back to your website, or link them to, if you guys pay for Cloud CMA, link them right into their CMA landing page, right? There's lots of different things you could do with that. So you can put any link you want in here. Does that make sense? So like if you guys have Cloud CMA that you pay for, put your Cloud CMA link right here. It doesn't have to be a Keller Williams landing page that you built inside Command. Questions on that? Oh, we are cranking. Okay, another thing you can do is in your images, put pictures of beautiful homes. People that have beautiful homes look at them. People that don't have beautiful homes look at them. That will attract people. So put some images in here. You can, we have a bunch inside Command, or you can upload your own. I'm going to give you a little nugget here. Unsplash.com has great free stock photos. Just going to type in kitchen. Look at all those pretty photos. So if you get tired of looking at all the ones inside Command, just come here. Free stock photos. Put some interesting photos on there that people are going to engage with. And then put in the body of the text here, their ad text. Do you know somebody looking for a beautiful home like this? Do you know somebody looking to sell a home like this? Do you have friends that have a house like this that need to move? I can help them make that move. I'm the local real estate expert, right? Those are all ways you can start to attract sellers. Questions about that? Does anybody have ideas or thoughts that we could spin off of anything we talked about today? We can be interactive, that's allowed. We can have a mastermind. All right, well, we have about 10 minutes left. Do you guys want me to go into one other idea? We did, so what we haven't covered was feature a price point, feature an area, or give away sought after info. Yeah, Beth, you're right. All those designs are just sitting there for you. Let me go back into that really quick because I do want to show one other section that I don't know if all of you know about. We have this pivot shift ahead section inside designs, and then new designs. New will always show you what's the latest and greatest. But this pivot shift ahead has stuff that's relevant to the market that's going on right now. Like you can do market stats, quick tips to budget, 5 ways to help those on the front lines. So just be aware that there's some more fun stuff in here too. Anatomy of a perfect home office. It's not all of them are salesy. There's some cool stuff in there. Not that the other stuff isn't cool. I just want you to be aware of that too. All right, so let's do feature a price point or an area. Everybody has a Keller Williams website, whether you know it or not, you have one. And when you go to your website, we all have this search feature here. So do all of your clients and prospective clients. They all have this search feature. So let's just go, I don't know if my location services are on. Oh, they are, look, you guys can see me, that's me. So we get our map view. We can see all the properties in the area. Now let's say, what's a hot price point for you guys right now? Go ahead and put in the chat or unmute and tell me. 3 to 350. I knew you were going to say that. All right, so let's go ahead. On the right-hand side, we have our filters. Let's do a price. We don't want any. Let's do, come on. All right, we're just gonna leave it at 280 to 400. Oh, here, 250 is hot too. Well, let's go down a little bit. We'll do 240 to 400. Okay. So I've set that filter. You can see everything's updating on my map. And then maybe, what, 2 or more bedroom, 2 or more bath. Should we do 3 bedroom or 2 bedroom? Go ahead, put in the chat. 2 or 3? 3 bedroom. All right. So I just set up this search for a 3+, 2+, 3 bedroom, 2 bath house in this price range. And currently I'm on Glen Ellen. Now I can draw a specific area, or I can zoom out and widen my area. So let's say, I know this is a big area, but let's say, you know, you figure out what town and everything you want. It's going to show you just what's inside of that specific area on the map. So now my filter's set up for my circle here, this price point, this bed and bath, and then let's make sure we're looking at active. You can unclick or keep clicked, whichever of these options you want. There's even a way to do for rent. I'm just going to do active for right now. I want active listings in this price range in this area with 3 beds, 2 baths. All right, remember I told you you could put any link in there? Here's your link right at the top. Copy. And then when you're running your ad, you're going to put in here in the main copy part, are you looking for a, you know, 3 bed, 2 bath in this town in this price range? I can help you find it. Click learn more and it will take them to this page once you load that link in. So what will happen when they click learn more, this link's going to load. It's going to take a second. Look at, here's our for sale, here's our price range, here's our bed and bath. And I'm zoomed in on the map, so I'm inside my circle still. Yes, Patty, great question. The link is dynamic. So anytime somebody clicks on it, it's always going to take them to that search. So it will always be live information. So if you're farming a specific area, this is such an easy way to do it. Obviously, this is not as good as going out and door knocking because, you know, you don't know if you're gonna, who's gonna respond to you and how soon they want to move, but it is an easy way to get in front of people and get them to click those ads. Do you guys see value in that? Yeah, all right. So the same type of thing, we talked about price point and an area. So that's the same type of thing. I just showed you, use your filters, make sure you're not logged into your account. You need to be logged out of everything because if you're logged in your account and you share that link, it's going to try to, it wants them to log into your account to see the information. Does that make sense? Yep. So make sure this says log in when you're setting up the search. That way they don't have to be in an account to get the information. And then you can see, you can do these same types of things with all these other filters. If you're looking for rentals, to help people with rentals, you can toggle the rent filter. Look, there's a lot of rents for 3 bed, 2 bath. Questions on that? All right, well, I'm going to stop sharing. We got about 5 minutes left and we have a 3 o'clock class today. So thank you guys all for coming. Like I said, we're recorded. This will be on Facebook. I hope you guys got some great ideas today on ads to run other than a regular old listing ad or open house ad. And like I said, next week, same time, Thursday at 2 o'clock, I'll be going over some of my favorite apps for marketing on the go. So feel free to come back for that. And you guys will all receive the email next Tuesday with a reminder about that class, a registration link, and the recording to this week. Thanks so much for coming. You guys have a great weekend. Go ahead and if you guys do these ads, shoot me an email or tag me on Facebook. Obviously, you can't tag me in the ad, but take a screenshot of the ad and send it to me. I want to see it. You can find me on Facebook, Amy Stack. Pretty easy. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much.